Hello, Jared back again, and welcome back to another episode of Vintage Story. All right, guys, let's just jump into it. Okay, so first episode was last episode, and first episode we got ourselves a little bit down to the southeast of our starting off point, which is up here by this trader. Moved along here, got ourselves some copper, and then settled ourselves down for our first night near this second trader, this materials trader, and made ourselves a rammed earth hut with nothing in it except for a torch and a relatively full basket with some food and a bunch of flaxseed, good for us. And yeah, what else do we got in our inventory here? We got our basket on our back. We are extremely hungry and nothing else in our inventory. All right, cool. Let's get going. So with the 64 copper in our inventory, the next thing to do is to get ourselves a little bit of clay so that we can get some clay forming. And I see, oh, I love that ruin actually. Not because it has anything cool in it, just because it looks sick. All right, so clay. Usually you can see clay on the map, so I can see that there is something up there. I do believe that that is peat, and then right here, I think right there is going to be some clay directly in front of us, which is absolutely a-okay with me. And as we go along, if we see any more flax, we are going to absolutely pick that stuff up. Thank you very much. Boom. All right. Where exactly did I see that clay? Taking it. I just saw something move out of the corner of my eye. I don't know if it was a bear or if it was just my imagination. Going to be vigilant. Doing some hopping as I go. Ooh, blue clay. Blue clay is actually relatively rare to find. Particularly, there's the obelisk I was talking about. Particularly, not near water. Usually you find blue clay near water. Well, I'm not going to say no to it. There's not a big difference between blue clay and red clay, which are the two base clays in the game. There is one other clay. There's fire clay, which you can find in the wild with black coal deposits underground, or there are some deposits of fire clay in bauxite rock. So if we ever find ourselves a bauxite desert, we'll be able to get ourselves some fire clay that way, or you can make it using normal clay. And flint, calcified flint, which is the other reason why I've been collecting flint left, right, and center, because we are going to need so much of it. All right, I want to get myself at least a few stacks. I've got 1.5 stacks here. I'm going to want more than that. So let's make ourselves another shovel and find ourselves a stick, get a little bit more clay, because I'm going to want a decent amount of stuff going here for clay. I need a stick. All right, you're a cranberry bush. I just need a branchy leaves. There we go. Let's get ourselves a few sticks on us. Where are they? Oh, I had sticks on me. Well, there you go. Never mind. One more shovel. Let's get at least half a shovel worth. I want at least 3 stacks of clay, maybe 4. To be honest, it's so close to home, I can probably get away with just the 2. I'll probably be fine. Well, other than the fact that, well, here's the thing. I don't want to be settling down roots too hard, so I don't want to be getting too much storage going, because once I get my copper tools and stuff, I want to kind of bail on this situation. All right, 141. Could move the stack of clay a little closer to myself. Did you guys hear that wolf? I heard that wolf. It's not going to get me. All right, yeah, 2 stacks and 1 piece. That's good enough for me. On the way back, we are going to get a bunch of grass. I'm gonna want 30 grass by the time I get home. All right, that's 40 grass right there. The next thing we're gonna need is a bunch of sticks. And one thing I'm gonna do is, there's a bunch of stuff over here. I think I'm gonna make myself a axe. You get sticks a little bit faster with an axe than you do with a knife. So let's try this. I'm also gonna need some wood anyway, so I might just make the sacrifice of knocking down some trees, getting some sticks, and a little bit of wood for our charcoal pit. And there goes my axe, but I got 33 pieces of sticks, which is perfect. Let's just get ourselves another axe immediately. That was a shovel, and there we go. Could just take that shovel head, we're gonna need it anyway. You know what, I am gonna do that. Come here, shovel head. We're gonna get some peat, so we're gonna dig through this shovel. In either case, let's go get ourselves some wood with a little bit of a larger branch. Let's go get ourselves this tree over here. This is a nice big oak tree. Do I even have enough room to get this thing in my inventory? The answer is probably not. We can make ourselves some room pretty easily. One way is just by putting down our good old basket and filling it up with some stuff that we don't care to have clogging up our inventory. Like you guys, and let's also put in those guys. There we go. Now with all those stored up, let's get ourselves our axe. Now in a perfect world, I would probably chop down all these branches first. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? This tree's probably gonna take more than one axe, so I'm gonna get a second axe head. What it does is it doesn't stop cutting even until it goes all the way to the tree. But even if you, how am I using the right logic here? As I start cutting, you can see up in the top there, the resistance remaining. It's gonna try and cut through the whole tree, even if my axe isn't strong enough to get through the whole tree. So having multiple axes in my inventory allows me to utilize more than one, if that makes sense. All right, I'm gonna jump forward to the end of this tree. And here we are. Boom. Yeah, we didn't even make it all the way through the tree. That's funny. But there's actually still a bunch up there. See, does that make sense? Where like, so it went through both of my axes, but didn't cut down the whole tree. You know what? I'm making 2 more axes, guys. I want all of this. Yeah, we're gonna be able to fit it all. There we go. And I hopefully got a decent amount of sticks with that too, although I don't think I did. It is much better if you're trying to get sticks to take all the branches off first. Yeah, you can see, I think I only got like maybe 5 or 6 sticks through that entire process. But what I did get is a giant stack of these logs. Almost my entire inventory full, which is absolutely awesome. Let's just finish off these branches here, get ourselves a little bit more sticks to work with, and let's head back home and get these guys in the ground. I see you, mushrooms. I'm going to leave them alone for right now because I actually don't have room in my inventory for those bad boys. So what do we need to do next? We need to get ourselves a charcoal pit going and get ourselves some pit kilns going as well. All right. Well, you know what? I think we're just going to kitty corner off this bad boy for my pit kilns. Let's just utilize this. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig up this whole process. What you do not want to do is light pit kilns, A, with open air above you, and B, with grass nearby, because fire will spread, and you will be extremely unhappy with yourselves. So let's get these guys, at the very least, utilizing some rammed earth here. So I'm going to use the rammed earth I got already in my inventory as a little bit of a roof. Boom. And that's going to allow me to collect all this dirt. Thank you very much. Make some of this dirt into packed earth. Packed earth will not light on fire. So I'm going to make myself a little bit of a barricade. And boom. There's my first initial 6 pieces there. And you know what? Let's get rid of you. I don't have room for you. I want more of a area over there, but I'm not going to get that right now, so I'm going to leave it alone. I have so much stuff in my freaking inventory. Is there anything I can put in here? There is, but not in my current inventory also. Nah, I only got 1. Never mind. Is there anything I can pull out or anything of that noise? You know what I can do? I can do that and that and munch on all these berries. Okay. Do I want to get these guys going first and foremost, or do I want to do that overnight? You know what? Let's get our initial clay forming going. Even though it's the middle of the day, I want to get these guys firing as soon as humanly possible. So let's get the clay out. But the clay is hidden in my backpack. Clay, please. And let's go. So here is how clay forming works. You shift right click and you get a bunch of recipes. There's gonna be more recipes in here than you guys probably have because I have some extra mold mods going, things that allow me to do larger ingot batches, which I am gonna utilize. Love that one. And the other reason why I use it is for the not splinter plug, the nails and strips. Oh, not having to smith nails and strips is the best thing in the world. All right, but the first thing we need is a crucible. We need a cooking pot. We need 2 bowls. Those are gonna be our first thing. So the way this works, there's a multiple different things you can do. You can use a 1x1, a 2x2, a 4x4, or a duplicate layer. And then if you have Knapster mod, you have an autocomplete. So the way this works is if you left click, you remove. And if you right click, you add. And I'll show you how to use the autocomplete here as well. Oh, there we go. If you use autocomplete and just hold the right button, it'll just automatically do it. It's a bit slower, so I like to do a mixture of one and the other, right? Mix it up. All right, let's get some of these guys in my pit kilns. You can go over there. So I want you, 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 and you. The reason I did these 4 is cooking pot for our initial cooking, crucible for our initial crucibling, bowl for eating, and bowl for a lamp. And we want to get these guys fired basically immediately. If we can just get it going right now, it's going to make life way easier. I don't have any firewood, but I do have some logs, so I can make myself some firewood. Now the question is, I should probably not have that be one. All right, so you need 10 grass, you need 8 sticks, and you need 4 firewood. Do I want to wait for some peat? I'm going to say no. I'm just going to go right after it and do the firewood. I have this random piece of dirt. There we go. Let's grab ourselves the torch and light this bad boy up. So you want to make sure it's good to go. I have the Extrainfo mod, so you can see at the top there, it says 19 hours and 58 minutes. So that's when this will be done. Ah! Yep, I'm already started fires. Did I turn it all off? Am I on fire? Was I on fire? Jesus. All right, you know what? I'm just gonna take that as a reason to get rid of this piece right here, because I don't want that to light that on fire. I guess it can jump. That was horrible. I'm sure it was a horrible noise. I very, very much apologize. All right, what is next? Do I want to do... yeah, let's get these guys all firing here. So the next things that I want going is I want a hammer mold, and I want a pickaxe. That's a prospecting picks. Raw blue K pickaxe mold. And one other thing I'm going to want is... I mean, there's multiple things that I want. How much room did I make? Got myself enough for 4. So I guess the next thing I would want is a prospecting pick, right? Yeah, let's get these 4 going. There's 1. There's 2. And there is 3. Boom. So I need the pickaxe, obviously, for getting at the ores. I need the hammer to break apart said ores, and I need the prospecting pick to find said ores in other places. There's the reasons. All right, let's get these guys in their spot. All right, so there we go. Let's fill these guys up with grass. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Got 5 extra pieces on me. Do I want to just go and get myself some peat? Is there peat nearby that we can see? So we found this here. Looking around, up there is peat. You know what? Let's do this as a little bit of a experiment. So this has 18 hours left. Let's go see what the peat will do for us. I brought the shovel, right? Yes, I did. And do I have any food on me? Not really. Hopefully we find some food while we're out and about. I'm also going to get myself a little bit more grass. Oh, on the way. Got some berries. And here we are. And yes, it was indeed peat. Let's get ourselves a good stack of this. Do I have an inventory slot for it? I do not, but we will have an inventory slot for it once I munch on these berries that I collected on the way over here. So let's just get these guys going and munch on said berries. I do see that there is some ready to harvest stuff over there, but we're gonna leave it alone. 12, I think these stack up to 32, so let's get ourselves at least a full stack before we head back. And there's probably something else I can get rid of, but I'm gonna hold on to everything else in my inventory for the time being. And 32, is there anything else I want to get rid of? You know what? I want 2 stacks. I can make more of that dirt easy peasy. And it's actually already getting dark. On that note then, we actually do want to get ourselves some dirt because we're going to have to bury ourselves inside tonight. I only gave myself 1 night of respite. So there is a half decent chance that we might get ourselves some disturbing visitors overnight. We will see. If we don't, if it's a low risk, what am I calling here? Rift activity night, we might be able to get away with it, but gotta get ourselves home no matter what. All right, heading back. All right, home sweet home. Let's try out the peat. Getting it all in there first. And this stuff also stacks on the ground. So if I control shift click, I can stack all this so that I don't have to hold it in my inventory. All right, where did I put that torch? It's right there. And what I'm actually gonna do first is let's put these 2 torches down, and I'm gonna use this torch to light said torches. Boom, and then leave this torch in here. FYI, I believe it's after 48 in-game hours, these torches do burn out. Yes, it does say that up in the top there. Perfect. So you can always just knock them down and then put them back up, and that will restart the timer if you're interested in doing that. You can also get torch holders later on, mostly found in runes. I think there is a way to forge them as well, but I obviously don't have that ability. You do need to set them outside of the rain, though, so I can put one right there. All right, while those guys fire, we need to get this firewood into a pit kiln. So, using the rest of my durability on this shovel, I need to make myself a little bit of a hole after giving myself some resources to do said thing. There we go. All right, let's get the rest of this stuff all stored out. So the way that you want to do a charcoal pit is you want to boom, 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 cover everything except for the very center, like so. And you want to start with a piece of grass in the center. Boom. 4 pieces of firewood. And then it'll say up on the top there, charcoal pit unlit. And then you want to take yourself a nice piece of fire, light that bad boy up. Then it's going to say lit 29 game minutes before the pile ignites. So you want to quickly, boom, boom. And now it's going to say charcoal pit warming up in 25 minutes. It will light on fire. And then once it lights up, you'll see some smoke going up, and I'll get myself a little bit of a time limit there. Let's get the rest of this firewood stacked up. So I have a stack and a little bit left over. All right, that's not too shabby. It is nighttime, so I think I might barricade myself inside. It does seem like up in the top corner there, or if I press C, the rift activity is low, so I'm not being bothered. And yet, let's get myself my stuff here. I am gonna take this opportunity to lock myself inside. I do see that I am going to have somebody trying to sneak in there if I don't. There we go. Lock myself inside and do some clay forming through the night. Before I do that, let's launch on them some chunks of mushroom and 2 pieces of flaxseed. That gets me to half satiety. We'll see how that does to get me to the morning. All right, so what do I need overnight? I'm gonna want myself an anvil mold. And the next thing I'm gonna want is a stack and a half. I'm gonna go for the 4-batch clay mold. I'm not gonna go all the way to 12 because I might not be able to find that much right off the bat. But I think I'm gonna find more than enough for 2. So I'm gonna go for the 4-batch. Is there anything else I want right off the bat? I think those are the two big ones. And then I'm also going to see if I have enough for a clay storage vessel. Let's see how far I can go with the clay that I have. Okay, and almost done. Boom. Clay storage. All right, so I got 10 more left. Let's see how far I can get with the nails and strips. That's going to take, it takes 11. So I'm going to need more clay, guys. Oh, no. Ooh, also. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I did it. 5 flax twine. I'm going to do this to get 1. And I got myself a linen sack. Yeah. All right, so linen sacks do storage slot 5 instead of storage slot 3. So I just gained myself a few more storage slots. Oh, I have been collecting red berry bushes. Let's leave them alone. I only have 3 satiety left. Let's do one of these guys just to feed myself a little bit. It's 2:42 in the morning, so I don't have a lot of time left until morning, but I still have to do a little bit. Let's just get this guy as far as I can along, and then we'll go out in the morning and get some more clay. And that's as far as we can go. All right. It's still night out there. It's a violent storm, apparently, which is a little bit annoying. I wonder if that's affected my pit kills out here. Are they still firing away? They're still firing away. This has 9 hours left. Yeah, everything has 9 hours left. All right, cool. Let's get you guys packed up beside the door there and go get ourselves some more clay. It's kind of light out. Not terrible. What do I have in here? Do I have more clay? No, I don't have any more clay. All right. Oh, let's go check the charcoal pill, make sure it's firing properly. It'll be done in 14 hours. All right, cool. So basically 14 hours, 9 hours. They're off by about 5 hours, but that's okay. Let's go get ourselves a little bit more clay and a little bit more food. And also on the way, we need to get ourselves more plant fire because we want to fire more things. So we're going to need more fuel. And it looks like there's going to be a rift right beside my clay. Do not send out any horrors, my friend. I am not ready for your horrors. Is there easy to grab clay? Yeah, over here. All right, there we go. Let's get ourselves at least 2 stacks here. There we go. Oh, I realized we talked about this obelisk thing over here, but I never actually went beside it. Oh, actually I forgot. Oh, it's this one. Okay, so it's an obelisk, or plinth, I guess, that glows using some, special blocks. And I forgot that I think that there's actually a grave down here. But I might not be able to get at that grave without a pickaxe. You're absolutely right. Sorry, Mr. Skeleton. Well, yeah, I guess not sorry. Your grave will not be pilfered. All right, let's go back home with our spoils. And boom. Absolutely beautiful. This is an unnecessary one. The only 2 molds that you are absolutely required to make when it comes to these specific tools are the pickaxe and the hammer. Because after that, you can make molds and hammer them on the anvil. But I like to make a few of these. In fact, let's do one more. I like to make a few of them just so that I can be pouring them out really quickly straight from the crucible into these and make my chests as early as humanly possible. Although, oh no, they stack. Never mind. I was gonna say now I guess I carry this with me, but they stack, so it's no big deal. All right, there we go. Okay, so with those guys all ready to go, I think I might wait for those ones to be ready. In the meantime, let's utilize this storage and throw you 2 in there. Is there anything else I want to throw in there? No, we're gonna leave that there. I cannot believe we have borax right there. That is so fantastic. Let's see how many of these pit kilns I can fill up, and let's actually utilize this better this time. Not do what I did last time. You, and you, and see how many we can get down. 1, 2. No, not you. I want you and you. Nope. You and you first. Those are the 2 things required for the next step. Get you guys filled up. And in the meantime, put those there and there. And I need sticks. Do I even have an axe? I have an axe. I need some sticks. Let's go find some sticks. All right, got ourselves some more sticks. Let's fill these bad boys up. And let's get ourselves some peat, because we know that those are a little faster. Only 3 hours away. So close. And fire. I have fire on me. What are you doing, Jared? Light her up. Perfect. 48 hours left on that guy. I always forget to replace the torches. It's something I'm just absolutely horrible at. All right. 6 pit kilns burning away. Pretty good for day number 3. Jesus. All right. While we wait for those guys to go, is there anything we want to go exploring? Maybe go get ourselves a little bit extra food. But I'm just wondering if there is a really close by ruin or something. Anything on the map that could be a quick jaunt just to see what it is. There is this little thing over here. I'm not exactly sure what that is. There's also something right here that I think I need to go and look at, which is basically directly over here. I'm also clocking that there are a lot more foods. I see some carrots over there. There was a little bit of parsnips back that direction that I could pick up. Again, I'm just trying not to have too many seeds on me because I'm most likely not going to stick around. But as I go, if I see any berries or whatnot, I will pick them up. And yes, I do have some of these guys in my inventory, so might as well start collecting them as well. Where did I see... Oh, was it not what I thought it was on the map? Oh, it was just black. It was just blackberries. On the map, you can see some like green speckles and stuff like that. I thought that was a tree, to be completely honest, but I was incorrect. And is there anything else over here? Oh, what do we got here? Oh, natural native silver bits, you guys. Holy crap. Well, I mean, technically, I guess if we found some gold, this might be our initial spot in the copper. You can make copper using silver and gold. But what that actually says to me is directly below us there is... Oh my god. That's gold. Okay, so initially underneath, right beneath us there is a gold, quartz, and silver. We can get black bronze basically immediately. The problem is though, actually, is you actually can't mine it without a copper pickaxe anyway. So it can't be our initial bronze, but it could be our second batch of bronze. Once we get our first bronze, we can get ourselves black bronze. That is actually pretty sick. There's 3 different types of bronze. There's bismuth bronze, there's tin bronze, and then there's black bronze. 3 different types of bronze before you get to the Iron Age, made using 3 different mixtures of alloys, if that makes sense. We'll get there as we get there. The easiest is using cassiterite or tin, but we don't even know what our first initial look is going to be. 25 minutes. We are so very close, and we are kind of hungry. I guess we can eat these berries, but I kind of want to hold on to a few of these things. Let's put the grain away. We got 12 rye grain right now. I'm very happy that I was correct, and that was what we were collecting. Looks like we do have some grass in there, so I'll throw the grass in there. Anything else? I'm running around with some church stone just chilling in my back pocket right now. But I'll leave it alone. I kind of want to hold on to the berries. Or maybe I'll hold on to... I kind of want to hold on to both. Let's see if we can go find ourselves a little bit more berries while we're out and about. Ooh, found some chanterelle mushrooms, which I believe, yes they are, 80 satiety. They are a snack that we can like munch on as we're going around here. The reason why I was trying to find berries specifically is when I make the food, it's kind of nice to use a porridge of grain and vegetables, because as we spoke about in the last episode, having multiple different nutrition groups in the same meal will get you more nutrition points, I guess, to your character, which then lead to more health. Let's collect some sticks as we go. Sticks are like gold in this initial area here, in this initial time period. These are blueberries. Remember how I said last episode how blueberries are only in forests? So I speak truths, I guess. Let's see if we can find ourselves another copper node here, because the more copper we find, the better off we'll be. This is a really interesting rock outcropping. The rock outcroppings, like the rock formations in this game, are absolutely beautiful. The way they get established are just absolutely phenomenal. I love it so much. They have this like giant cracking out of the chert versus the slate, which I think is just amazing. All right, we're in the area we were in with goats. Could get ourselves some protein, I guess. I don't want that protein. We are gonna need protein sooner or later. I'd love to find some boar, but even if we trap some rabbits or raccoons, that would also work. Those guys are just so fast that without trapping them in a hole or something, you know, on that note, I could trap them in a hole. You know what? We're building ourselves a hole. There is also a spot up there where they could fall in. If you do find an area where animals kind of like to chill, you can just make some animal pits. So animals can only jump, for the most part, one block up. So if you leave a hole like this, if those goats were to say fall in this hole, and I am dying of starvation, we're going to just munch on these fruits. We're gonna munch on these fruits. Stop the death bell. It takes a long time for you to starve to death, by the way. It is not that big of a deal. All right, pit. I'm going to mark on the map this pit. I'm gonna say goat pit. Goat's pit. Boom. And I'm gonna try and chase that guy in here. He might not run in there, but I can also just leave it there, and it might possibly catch some goats in the future. But we'll see. First things first, let's see if I can just chase this guy in there. Come on, dude. You can do it. I got myself some meat. That is hilarious. Also, I'm so sorry, Mr. Goat. Give me your protein. Oh, you bugger. I guess when you hurt them enough, they're able to jump out. But you know what? I've hurt him enough that I might be able to chase him down with some spears. Let's see what we can do with this guy. Also, where's my third spear? All right, there's 2 hits. Okay, 3 hits. Are you gonna fall back in the hole, dude? That would be so funny if you fell back in the hole. Did you fall back in the hole? Nope. There he is. And he's dead! Kniped. All right, I got a dead Velocis goat, female. Let's get this guy harvested up and see what we got in him. He gives me 6 raw meat, 1 medium hide, and a goat horn, and then a bunch of bones. The question is, do I want to keep the bones or not? We'll see. Again, storage, but I can always just leave them in my trader's hut, right? All right, let's get ourselves back there because I think we might have enough stuff done in our pits to get ourselves our first meal. And, well, no, I have to wait for the charcoal pit. Our first meal, at least. I was gonna say, and we might even be able to get the metals cooking, but I don't think that's actually gonna happen. But there's a chance, a small chance that our fire pit will be ready to go. Let's take a look at this guy. You have 3 hours to complete, so there's no way for us to get this stuff going. But I am going to grab myself the cooking pot. Here we go. Let's do it. And we'll start our fire in here. So what I'm going to do is boop. And I'm going to put the fire right there. Let's grab some firewood through the window there. So to make a fireplace, you need a piece of grass. You can see fire pit in construction. And then 4 pieces of wood. Now it's complete. I can actually take that away and the fireplace will always stay. But I'm actually going to leave it there. That can be our initial fuel. Let's put on you. Let's grab you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 stacks of rye. Even just making this would make 6 servings of rye porridge. But I'm going to do you. Oh, wait. Can I make... No, I can't. But you know what? this is gonna go bad in 3 days, I'm gonna change my mind. I'm gonna do 3 versions or 3 stacks of party meat with chanterelle stew. I could even do this instead. Yeah, puffball and chanterelle. Absolutely awesome. Let's get this guy on the rocks. And I think, on the cook. And I think on that note, you guys, I've been recording for a while. So I think with this guy going in the background, I think I'm gonna call this episode here. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. You've been excellent as per usual. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. I've definitely enjoyed doing it. We are so close to getting ourselves going with metal, and we have a cooking pot making ourselves some goat and mushroom stew in the background. Absolutely awesome. And while I wait, I'll munch on one puffball because I was a little bit hungry. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next episode of Vintage Story. Bye, guys.